Okay, so we'll continue from yesterday. So I put 3 discourses of the Buddha into one lecture. Hopefully we can finish before lunch. And these 3 sutta, they are the most well-known teaching of the Buddha in terms of the way he trained the lay people how to live good life, how to be a happy father, mother, son, okay? How to secure your wealth and happiness, material wealth, mental wealth, not only in this lifetime, but we're talking about the future lifetime. So if we truly understand these 3 discourses, I believe this should be enough information for you to reflect on it and move on with your life, okay, in a wholesome way. From last night, we talked about the 4 things that are difficult to obtain, right? As a human being, whether people in the past, people now, and people in the future, they are looking for something in common. They're looking for these 4 things, which is material wealth, fame, credibilities, good subordinate, good friendship, good companions. And then not only that, we're looking for having good health and live long, okay? And the last one, we're looking for a good thereafter, okay? A heaven world after we die. But the thing is, not all of us can attain all of this. Some people have some people have all, some people have a lot, some people have little. The Buddha not just stop there. He point to another 4 things, the 4 spiritual accomplishment. If you master 4 of this, you can have all of that. That's the beauty. Not just this is what people want, but he doesn't tell you how to get it. So now he gives you the answer of how to obtain all of that. Most difficult thing to obtain by following or practice these 3 things. Actually, these 4 things. Start from the develop faith. When you hear the word faith, what comes to your mind? Faith is what? Faith is belief, or faith is what? And that's the starting point. In everything, I think if we don't have faith in anything, most likely we will not go into that deeper. We will not success in that. Let's say in meditation, you are new to meditation. You may have doubt. You may have a lot of things that you get scared. It's superstitious. But if you can develop an initial faith, just a little bit, just a little, to help you get started. Build some initial faith toward your teacher, toward the technique that you use, just a little bit, and slowly practice it. Have self-discipline and to see the result by yourself. So is this work for me or is not for me? Because there are so many teachers out there, so many meditation techniques out there. I myself, I went on searching on my own as well. So faith is about having some trust to your teacher, to something that you're about to embark on. And that's something I feel like it is important. In Christianity, there's also something that mentioned in the Bible about develop faith toward the giving, the charity, right? So if you want to be perfect, go sell your possession and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven, then come and follow me. So having material wealth is not just for your own benefit, but it's designed to be as a tool for you to reach out and help others. The feeling of being a giver and the feeling of being receiver is a big difference. When you receive something from someone and when you give something to someone, you cannot compare that feeling. It's way different. You feel a lot proud, you feel a lot of joy when you give, not just receive. So that's something called faith. So we need to develop faith toward our teacher. Faith is not blind belief. Faith is belief with confidence, with understanding, then you do it. But at the beginning, of course, we don't have ability to know everything about the benefit of meditation, of giving, of observing precept. But it seems like it looks promising, it looks good. So we have to develop a certain level of faith, and then we move on following our teacher. Same thing in Christianity, in Islam as well. We need to develop faith toward the Bible, toward the Quran, toward the Buddhist text, what the Buddha teach, what our teacher said. So go from there. And then later on develop something called morality, which is again easy to understand as a precept, right? The rules of law, the ethical rules, something you should do, something you should not do, to be considered as a good man. And then charity, giving, donation has to be there. If you expect wealth, but you having a stingy mind, forget about it. The stingy mind will prevent the wealth to coming to you. It instead of attract wealth, it will protect that wealth energy to come to you, because the mind is crowded with greed. It cling on possession, cling on what you have and don't want to give. That's called stinginess. So even the Buddha, the Christ, in Islam they also have something called zakat. Zakat means that everyone has to donate according to your income to help others. The reason you rich because God provide you that resources. Now it's your job to help others. The more you have, the more you can give. The less you have, okay, you give less. Okay, don't trouble yourself, but at least learn how to give. Don't just become a taker. Learn how to be a giver too. So without charity, without giving, I think the world cannot live in peace. So this is simple to practice. And the last one, we need to develop wisdom too. When we're talking about heaven world, we talk about the nature of the mind, we talk about the Kamma. This thing is new to many of us. When we born, we have no idea all of this. There was no manual of how to live good life the day we born. There's no such manual. Unlike the phone or the stuff that we have, when we buy it, it comes with the handbook, right, of how to use this computer. So we can use it for a very long time, and when something happens, we can fix it. But what about life? There is no manual of how to live good life. So get back to your teacher, okay? Whoever you believe is a good teacher, listen to what he has to say, reflect upon it, and put into practice, and have the direct experience according to the teaching that you learn from him. So we need to open up our mind and our heart to get to acquire more wisdom. Then we can have all of this, okay? Wealth, fame, longevity, and heaven world. Not only we can have them, we can sustain them, we can secure them. Again, faith, ethical, charity, and wisdom. And the Buddha give technique, okay, or the tips of how to manage your wealth. And I was surprised because I went to MBA school as well, and they teach something about how to be wealthy, right, to accumulate wealth. But a lot of things missing in that class that I found in the Buddhist text. I'll share with you in a moment. So start from number one. It's okay for you to save the money to, of course, right, for your expenses, personal expenses, for food, for clothing, and for something that you need. That's understandable. And the second thing is you need to, of course, take care of your wife, your spouse, your children, your servant, your subordinate as well. So with your material wealth that you have, make sure you allocate the budget toward that direction, not only just for yourself, but for people around you as well. And the third one is when the time for emergency, right? So we need to save some budget for that. When the illness, accident happen, a lot of things can be happening. So we need to make sure that we have some spare, okay, some backup financial support. And number 4 is about charitable purpose. See, the Buddha mentioned clearly, if you want to be wealthy, you need to learn how to give. The more you give, the more good thing will come to you in an unexpected way. You'll be surprised. How come, all of a sudden you have more client, all of a sudden you have more customer. And number 5, this is interesting. Not just for yourself, your spouse, okay, not just giving, but the Buddha look at the society as a whole. Okay, you have to pay tax. Okay, don't cheat on your career. Take care of your guests that when they come to your house, take good care of them. And he mentioned that we should make an effort, okay, to make merit to people we love who pass away. The merit can be sent, okay, to someone who died, okay, on our behalf. This may be easy to understand. The Buddha advised the lay people not only to take care of yourself. You save 25% of your income to be used, whatever that need to be used, monthly basis, right? And another 25% you put into saving account. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Keep it. And another 50%, that's for your investment if you are a business owner. It's like a generic framework of how the Buddha teach the man named Sinkhalaka. Okay, this young boy was born rich in the rich family, and when the father or mother died, they did not give him a clear instruction about how to take care of his own wealth. So he's fall into the realm of misunderstanding, hanging out with the wrong friends, drinking, gambling, those kind of things. And he keep bowing the 6 direction, bowing to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west, without knowing the meaning. And one day he met the Buddha. The Buddha said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I just bowing the 6 direction according to my mom and dad. They tell me to do this so I can be wealthy." And the Buddha was kind enough to sit down and explain to him what it means by paying respect to those 6 directions and how to maintain your material wealth and well-being for this lifetime and for the future lifetime. And that's the essence of this particular teaching of the Buddha. Okay, and the sutta start off with he explained this young man about the 4 impurity action that you should understand and you should avoid doing it. Cultivate this first. Forget about being more and more wealthy. You're already wealthy, but if you don't have this wisdom, your material wealth will be gone in a very quick time, very quickly. So understand these 4 impure action. First, harming living being, please don't do it. Second, stealing, again, don't do it. False speech. When we say false speech, by default, it comes with 4 meanings. First, telling a lie. Second, saying a bad word, harsh words, impolite word. And the third, we call divisive speech, like break people into 2 groups. And the third one, the last one, it's about vain speech, talking about something unbeneficial, something nonsense. As you look at this, okay, another one is about adultery, right? Sexual misconduct. If you look at this, it is the first 4 precepts in the 5 precepts. There's no drinking mentioned here, but this is the first 4 precepts. Number 4, I found it very interesting because as a normal human being like us, people in this room, we're not going to go out there and harming people. We're not going to go out there and stealing people's stuff or commit, adultery. But what most of us usually make a mistake, which is number 4, false speech. We either talking something like unbeneficial, sometimes we telling a lie, sometimes we hurt people, verbally hurt people feeling because we're not mindful enough. And this affects our meditation. When you're not mindful of your speech, the longer the mind stays outside, the more problem it brings to you. The more you talk to people, the more difficult it can come back and stay still. So in meditation practice in the monk world, we tend to be more quiet during the day. We meditate 4 sessions a day, but during the session, from morning to afternoon, we try to be mindful of what we do. We try not to talk about something beside the Dhamma and meditation, and that helps nurture the condition of the mind to be still when it's time for us to come back to the room, to the cushion. When we close our eyes, the mind come back. But the longer we talk, the more time we spend on talking, something that not benefit. It's difficult for the mind to be at peace, to be still, especially if you talk about something, something rude. It make the mind hoarse, something not true, and that also it get the mind worry. 5 hindrances will come because we break this precept. Because the false speech is easy to break. But killing, you have to plan, right, to kill someone. But harming others, stealing, you have to think how to steal and this and that. But talking, right? When we eat, we talk. When we do things, we talk. We tend to make a mistake breaking this precept. So these are considered the 4 impure actions that everyone should be very, very mindful. And so the Buddha gave the teaching to this young man to understand, because he was born in Brahmin's family. He may not know about precept. He may not know about the nature of life as the Buddha wants him to know. So he started explaining from something simple, something that he can relate it on about. Do not harm yourself, do not harm others, do not steal, do not false speech, commit false speech or sexual misconduct. And now the guy understands. Then the Buddha moved on to the second element, which is another 4. In this sutra, he's talking about 14 items that everyone should be avoid doing it. We will go through all of them together. So this is the first 4, and this is the second 4. The 4 causes of harmful deeds. If one does bad deeds, prejudice by favoritism, hostility, fear, and ignorance, your credibility will shrink like the waning half of the moon. Think for a moment. Maybe you can relate it to this your own action in the past. When it's time for you to make decision with prejudiced mind, either by love, by hate, by fear, or by ignorance, that we don't have enough information to make that decision, and we make the wrong decision. And that hurts our credibility. Let's say you are a boss, you own the company, and you have your favorite employee versus the employee that you're not really okay with him. And when the time that these 2 guys have a conflict and come to you and seek for your advice, you might tend to incline toward helping this guy, to take it easy on him. But if this guy make a mistake, you will, punish him harder than this guy. This because you like this one, you don't like this one. And if you in the company and you have to make decision for some reason, if company A offering you this project, they are trying to win the same project. Company A offer this benefit package, okay, and company B also offer the similar benefit package, but they have something extra. Maybe they have, they try to bribe you. They try to use the power to force you to take their offering. Maybe this company owned by the general, some big guy, the minister, whoever. So they use their power to force you to accept their offering. Don't take that company. Please take this company. So if you make decision based on fear, based on ignorance, this will come back and hurt your credibility. And this is something the Buddha mentioned to this young man about make sure you don't do these 4 things. And please, again, understand these 4 things as well when the time for you to make some decision. Don't get fear, okay? Don't go with the integrity. You must have integrity in your life. You must be honest. And now we come to something called the 6th drain on wealth. Because this guy happened to be very rich guy and he doesn't know how to take care of his own wealth. So when the father and mother die, everyone run into him. Okay, there are all kind of friends that you may not know him before. All of a sudden they will become your friends. And this teaching is very beautiful. It's a long discourse we're talking about. It's called Tikha Nikaya. It's a long teaching of the Buddha of how to secure your wealth and secure and well-being. Start from this one gentleman. Because a lot of people come and get to him and ask him for money and ask him to do this, to do that. And he has no idea what would be my standard way of dealing with this thing of protecting my wealth for my family. So start from here. After he mentioned 4 things that you should not do, 4 things you should avoid, and 4 things you should keep in mind. Now the Buddha introduced another 6 items for this young boy about how to protect your wealth. We can call it the road to ruin. Number 1, drinking alcohol. Number 2, roaming the street at night. Enjoy the nightlife. Wherever there is a show, you always be there. And number 3, partying a lot. And number 4, gambling. Number 5, hanging out with the wrong companion, wrong friends. And number 6, being a lazy person. Okay, so these are the 6 items. So we take a look at each one of them. The first one is consuming alcohol and drug, smoking, this kind of stuff. I believe everyone knows this stuff is bad. Even though we know it's bad, we still allow ourselves to get involved, to associate with this for some reason. And this is the difference between wisdom and intellectual. Intellectual, you know, right, what's good, what's bad for your life. But if a person who have wisdom, not only he know it good and bad, he will not get involved. He only select to involve with something that bring value to his life. So we'll stay away from drinking, from smoking, from drug and alcohol, this kind of thing. So when we involved with this kind of stuff, okay, it's we take a risk to get engaged in all kind of a problem of physical fight. Okay, because when a man lost conscious, that man can do anything. You can break the rest of the precept if you start breaking the 5th precept. Meaning that when you drink alcohol and then you lost conscious, then all kind of problem that can come from you, and that's the starting point of problem in life. Because when a man lost conscious, that means he lived life very carelessly. You also expose yourself for all kind of disease, right? The smoking, the drinking, it damages your lung and damages your blood circulation system. So we don't have to spend 30 minutes on this of this stuff, because we all know this thing is bad, right? It's weakening your intellectual, and you will become a legless person. You can do things that you cannot think that you would be doing this when you are mindful, because you lost conscious. Son can kill his father, can kill his mother because of drug, because of alcohol. Anything can happen, and that is very sad. It's very sad to see. We see this very often in the Thai community on the newspaper because of problem of drinking and alcohol. And funny enough, I don't have that picture. when you buy cigarette in Thailand, and there is a picture on the cigarette box about the lung cancer, the throat cancer, something very ugly, posted on the cigarette box, and people still buy it and smoke. I don't understand it. It said if you smoke, this thing may happen to you. That's what it means. But people still buy it, still smoke, still drink. Why? Last night we talked about we are enslaved to craving. This is the obvious example. How much we enslaved to smoking and alcohol. We know it's bad, but we cannot resist. When that craving start control your mind, it's okay, just one cigarette, it's okay, just one drink. It's okay, no problem. Who is that? Who give that inner voice to telling you it's okay? And the Buddha knows that. And that is tanha, and that is craving. The inner voice is telling you to do something that you're not supposed to be doing. When you are mindful, you wouldn't do it. But if you're not mindful enough, it's okay one cigarette, it's okay one drink, no problem. And that is the tanha. So we are human beings, no matter who we are, we always enslaved to the craving. Okay? And that's the alcohol. And the second thing the Buddha mentioned to this young boy is about roaming the street at night, because the friend will come and drag him down at night in the evening. You guys get dressed, I will pick you up at 7 p.m. or 10 p.m. We go to the club, we go hang out with friends here and there. And what's wrong with that? If you start going to that direction, you will start meeting with more and more evil friends. Okay, more and more bad things will come to your life. You will start losing your credibilities. You will run into a lot of trouble, because normal people, good people, wouldn't hang around at night. They should stay home, right, with their family and their children. So if 10 p.m. you're still out there drinking somewhere, okay, you are susceptible to be, a lot of bad things may be happening to yourself, okay, and your credibility as well. And this is very similar to the next one, which is frequently partying a lot, wherever festival, wherever the show is, these people will be there. Okay, sometimes we have a lot of friends. Okay, from time to time it's okay, right? But if it become habit, you have to be there every Friday night, Saturday night. You have to be there and do something with your friends. Okay, drinking alcohol, dancing, and may feel like, well, it's okay. It's social. We are a social animal. We need to social with friends. Again, from time to time it's okay, but not become habit. This the Buddha give us the warning, because you expose yourself for all kind of things. In the time of COVID, we shouldn't be there, and there was the I don't know whether in the US or in UK, there was one time that people just having a good time, dancing, drinking, and all of a sudden the guy came from nowhere and start shooting people. Well, if you were there, you happen to be celebrate your birthday with your friend, you're having a good time, just a few drinks, and you start dancing. All of a sudden, the guy in the back starts shooting, and then you die. You die for no reason. You die for, you not deserve to die, right? In that situation. So the thing like this happen all the time. The world is crazy at the moment. There is no safe place in the world out there. And this is something the Buddha mentioned a long time ago. There is no safe place in this samsara. There's no safe place at all. Nowadays that people have a lot of stress, people have a lot of pressure, so people can do something that we never thought that normal human being would do such a thing like this. Walk into the school and start shooting the children. The school shooting still happening on and off in the US. And that's something we need to keep in mind. So if the person who party a lot, their life will be at risk. Okay, and anything can happen. And the last one is about gambling. No, not the last one. Number 5 is about gambling. I don't know much about it because I usually don't get involved with this stuff. But my mom used to remind me that she gave me the warning. If someone burned down. If your house gets burned down, you may lose everything in that house, but you still have the land. You can start over again. But if you get involved with gambling, you will have nothing left, including your land. House, family, land will be gone if you start involved with the gambling. And that is bad. And people don't know that. People don't aware of that. And again, this is craving. The craving mind, because when people do gambling, they expect to win. No one expect to lose. You put the money on the table, you expect to win, so you can have more money, and that's craving, that's greed. Once you win, you not stop. Hey, try it again. Maybe we get more than this. So put everything you have in the pocket on the table and bet on that. Hope to gain more wealth, more money on that gambling. And everyone who sit in that table, everyone expect the same thing. I want to win. Nobody want to lose. So you see the energy in that gambling table. It's not good at all. It's not good. So in Thailand, I don't know if we have. I don't think we have a legal gambling place, but in our neighboring country like Khmer or Cambodia, they have the place where people can go gambling. So they send the bus to Thailand and people can get on the bus. They go to one village first and welcome everyone to get on the bus, free food, get on the bus. They take you across the border, you gambling, and then in the evening they take you back home. For the first few bus, they tend to have you win more than lose. So you can come back and spread the news. You know what? I win. So more people win, less people lose. And that's the trap. They play on you. So next day, another bus comes, and more people get on the bus and take them to that place again. And this time, more people lose. And people who lose, you know what? I'm going to come back. And I want to get my money back. So now they get into that route, want to make more money through the gambling. So this is something the Buddha gave warning to this Sinkhalaka. Please do not get involved in the gambling. You will lose everything that your father and mother give you. And you will have nothing left. Number 5 is the bad companionships. We are not alone in the communities. We have to live with people, right? So we are fortunate if we can have good people around us, the spouse, the friend, subordinate, boss, whoever they are. And that's very rare to be happening. But in most cases, this is something we need to keep in mind, that there are always at least 4 kinds of people that we will run into. It happened in the Buddha time. It happened nowadays. And it will be happening because human being, our mind is filled with the same defilement, which is greed, hatred, and delusion. We cannot remove all of them yet. That is why it's the same problem in the past, now, and in the future. The first group of bad friends is called the taker. These kind of people always come and take from you. They come to you with a hidden agenda. They take more than they give because they know that you can do something for them. You can benefit them for some reason. That's why they come and take from you. And Sinkhalaka, again, he was under the protection of his father, mother. So this bad friend cannot come and take benefit of him. But after mom and dad die and then he was alone, so bad people come to his life and start taking advantage of him because he was a man who have a kind heart, very generous, always give. Okay? But giving need to have some limit. Giving based on wisdom. Okay? Not just give. Then you run into a lot of trouble. And the second group of bad friends is called the talker. This group of friends like to talk, but less action. Give you a beautiful word, or keep promising you something good. Okay, keep on reminding of something good that he had done in the past to you, promising something in the future that he will be doing for you, but never take an action. And when it's time for you to need someone to comfort you, something happened to you, you want to have someone to listen. These people will not listen. They will drag you to listen to them instead, about their success, about their whatever it is. But for yourself, later. There are people like this who love to talk but less action. When help is needed, they will come later. They may say, "Oh, I'm busy. I cannot help you at the moment." And the third kind of bad friend is called the flatterer. These people, again, if you want to meditate, let's go meditate. It's good. Rejoice in your merit. If you want to go drink, let's go drink. It's good. Drinking is good. If you want to go party, let's go party. When, where, how? I'm ready for whatever it is. Just give me a call. So he will support you, whatever good, whatever bad, because he doesn't care about you. Because wherever you go, you pay. He doesn't pay. This always, the person like this happen, they exist as well. And when they know something good, they keep it secret. They don't keep your secret. When they know something bad is going to happen, they may not give you the warning. I don't know if you have experienced, such a friendship in your life, but I have some. Okay, I may share with you. And the last one is called reckless friends. Recklessness friend is the friends who always drag you down to this kind of road. Okay, drinking, smoking, sexual misconduct, unethical path. They have no idea about doing good. They have no idea about being moral. Just enjoy life, whatever it is. Just enjoy it. Don't worry about being a good man. Okay, take advantage from everything that you can. Okay, to the women, to the money, to the situation. Just do it. So when we hang out with the wrong friends, they will devalue our life. They will take our life away from the wholesome path. They expiring you instead of inspiring you of whatever you want to do. And that's something I believe we should pay attention, because when I reflect on my life, I always born with a positive thinking. I never thought that someone would cheat on me, someone would lie on me. I have no such thought since when I was young up until this moment. That's why I always get lured by people. When I was in charge building the temple 6 years ago, and when the contractor come to me and ask me, promise me to do this, to do that, and have me transfer the money first, I always give him. But at the end, he didn't keep his promise. He take the money and run away. Even with the monk, who would do this to the monk? Not just one time, not just one contractor. It happened a lot. And what should I do? Maybe this is my nature, to be born and to give. But people can always come and take advantage from me. So please be careful with the friend that you hang out with, okay? The taker, the talker, the flatterer, and the recklessness. You must be able to identify who they are, what kind of friends they are. And the last one is called laziness. This is the last item in the road of ruins, or the 6th drain on your wealth. If you are lazy, you cannot get anything done. Understandable, right? The early bird always get the big worm. If you get up early, right, go to work first, you always get something good. What time do you normally go to bed? What time do you normally wake up? I think it's important, because if you wake up late, you cannot wake up. If you go to bed late, you cannot wake up early and feeling fresh. But if you can keep that routine, I feel like being among the structure of monk life is very, very beautiful for us to live good life, to have good health, and to live a long life. Because we go to bed on time. In the past 15 years of my life, I go to bed very on time. Before 10 o'clock, my body will tell me to go to bed. I fall asleep very easily. And when I sleep, I rarely have a dream. So I go to bed on time before 10. So I wake up on time around 4:30. And during the day, I don't need to take a nap, because I have a quality sleep. And the body likes something routine. It doesn't like something random. If you eat here and there, okay, it's going to hurt your stomach and your digestion system, right? But so we go to bed on time, we wake up on time, we do morning chanting on time, we eat breakfast on time, 6:30, and lunch at 11:30, every single day for the past 10 years. Just by doing this, you imagine how much your body will appreciate. And if you have physical strength, you tend to be energetic. And when you are energetic, you're ready for whatever task that's waiting for you. Laziness cannot be there, because you are so ready, you are so prepared. Okay, so laziness, this is the last item on the list of the 6th drain on wealth, or the road to ruin. So make sure you reflect on this item, okay, to secure your wealth and well-being, not only in this lifetime, but for the future lifetime. So stay away from this 6 item. Alcohol, drug, roaming the street at night, partying a lot, gambling. Make sure you know the friend around you, what kind of friend they are. Can you rely on them? Okay, and then laziness, must have self-discipline, must understand how to take good care of your physical health. Then you can overcome your laziness mind. Any questions so far before we move on to another thing?